I've just had an aha moment and I want to share it with you. I actually had it yesterday, so I've given myself time to really think about it, and it's just, I love it so much. So, right, listen up. Our reality is, no, hang on, let me reword this. The reality we live within is our perception of reality. So we live in our perceptions. Our perceptions of reality are our reality. So how we perceive ourself and different ourselves and different aspects of reality, the definitions we tie to them becomes the reality we live in and believe and we experience. So if you perceive yourself as a specific way, if you perceive yourself as ugly, lazy, if you perceive yourself as, you know, popular, if you perceive yourself as beautiful, if you perceive yourself as a hard worker, you know, sometimes you see these people who are such hard workers who are still really down on themselves and believe they're still really lazy. So no matter how hard they work, they still perceive themselves as lazy and get no results because their perception is they're lazy. They don't work hard. Their perception is they can't do things. They don't get results. And so that's the reality they live within. So no matter how much effort they put in, they have the perception that they are a specific way, which means that's the reality they receive. And then you get these people who put in who put in no effort at all. And all of the effort they put in gets amazing results because they perceive themselves as valuable and always getting results, and as the things they do as yeah, valuable, and that they're hard workers, even though they only work a little bit. They work really hard when they work that little bit. So they've worked hard. So they always get the results. Our perceptions are creating the reality we live within. So if you think that you are ugly, you will perceive yourself as ugly, and that's the reality you'll live within. If you think you're beautiful, when you meet an absolutely stunning person who thinks they're ugly, and you're like, how do you are you even like getting that from what I'm seeing in you? And they live like that. They get the results of that. They are limiting themselves to that perception, and therefore that's the reality that they live within. They literally live within a reality where they're ugly, and you're like, wait, why are you not getting loads of like what beautiful people get? And they just don't, because they just don't believe that that's them. And then they kind of, the decisions they make, the way they live, they just create that reality for themselves, even though they have a potential they just simply don't perceive as true, and therefore they don't live within it. So literally, let me load the whiteboard. So, where's my whiteboard? There he is. So, in my other videos, if you've seen my other videos before, in my other videos, I always draw this. Oh, the pen's a bit thin. My perception of the pen is that it's a bit thin. So, here is a powerful creator of reality, right? Here is you creating your reality every single moment. You are creating, so there's your nervous system, and that's what your energy gets filtered through. And then you are building a world around yourself. When I draw this, you're building a world around yourself. This is your perception. This is literally your perception of reality, which is filtering unlimited waves of potential, unlimited waves, unlimited outcomes, unlimited versions of you, unlimited potentials you could be letting in, and da 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 da, that are all around you at all times. There is unlimited versions of you could be tapping into at all times, but your perception of yourself will filter so that you only allow yourself to perceive the ones that match your perception. And we hear people talk all the time about, the brain filters reality. If you tell someone to count how many yellow cars they've seen walking down a street, they'll say they don't know, but if you say it at the start of the street, they'll be able to tell you how many yellow cars because their brain will filter out the yellow cars. It's the same with our perceptions. Our perceptions are filtering the reality that we are allowing ourselves to perceive. So, if you think you're being humble or modest by believing that you are a loser and not good at stuff, what you're doing is you're not being humble or modest. You are creating that. So if you are somebody who has all of these limiting beliefs and perceptions about yourself, you are literally limiting the opportunities, you're limiting what you're allowing yourself to receive from reality because reality can't bring you an opportunity or a potential that is bigger and that who you believe you are doesn't have the capacity to allow that to be your truth. So if you, for instance, if you want to be a movie star and you believe that you are all of these things that cannot be a movie star, you perceive yourself as the complete opposite of what the energy that is a movie star. Even if somebody thought that you would be perfect for a movie and saw you in it sitting in a cafe, they couldn't get to you because your energy is in the wrong place. You're not perceiving yourself as somebody that opportunity could enter their reality. And so, even if the universe sends you a million different ways that this could be your reality, you're never going to let it in because you don't perceive yourself in the way that allows that reality to actually become real for you. So everything you want is around you all of the time. But if you have a perception that goes against it, a perception that limits that potential from actually breaking through and getting to you of yourself, this is why you have some people who just have that, who are terrible people who you think that karma should just be at them all the time, but they have an amazing life because their perception is they deserve it. They have this unwavering perception of their value and their worth. And, you know, that's what the universe keeps sending them. The universe keeps sending them all the good stuff because that's their perception. We live within our perceptions. Our reality is limited by our perceptions. So this is your perception. What creates your perception? Your beliefs. And I've done so many videos on limiting beliefs and how to rewire them. I'm going to do another one actually because I haven't posted a video in a while, but over the past year, I've done so much limiting belief work and I have so many different techniques and so many new levels of understanding to share with you that I'm probably going to do more videos on limiting beliefs because they are really the core of your perceptions, getting into your nervous system, discovering your limiting beliefs and literally discovering them is the removal of them. And doing that work, when you discover a limiting belief and you get across the river that discovering it creates, like for instance, yesterday I discovered a limiting belief that was so intrinsic to who I am, that was such a massive part of who I am. I'm talking, this was wired into me when I was like an infant. I'm talking something that I've always believed. Yesterday, I discovered it, and it was like my whole world cracked open. I had headaches, I had real somatic releases because of it, and I had to cross a river. I could have easily been tugged back into all of the stuff that was coming up and victimized myself by it. But you have to get, when you discover that belief, things fall to the floor. And then you have to continue cross the river, be like, I've discovered that belief. This is just things coming up. Let it cleanse and process out of you. Give yourself that time to relax and take lots of self-care because a huge part of you is releasing. You've got chemicals that are releasing from the body as well. I was having huge headaches from discovering that belief as well. And today woke up completely new person. I was like, I just feel like a completely refreshed version of myself. Like discovering limiting beliefs changes your reality instantly. So I'm going to do more videos on methods that I use to discover my limiting beliefs and the process that follows, how to get through it. Um, but I think this understanding that our perceptions, I know for me, sometimes I can just perceive myself in really limited ways just to be like a good person and humble. And like, I don't realize that I'm actually like this humbleness and being a good person and not wanting to big myself up and or not wanting to, I don't know, that like not wanting to be egotistical and worrying about what people think. Things like that make me perceive myself in such a limited way and actually limit my life experience. And we think we're being good people by having all of these limited perceptions of ourselves, but actually we're just not allowing ourselves to fully bloom into the version of us that we can be. So perceive yourself as beautiful, perceive yourself as clever, perceive yourself as strong, perceive yourself as empowered, perceive yourself as all of the amazing things that the amazing greatest version of you is. Perceive yourself that way, and you will be that version of you. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. Lots of love.